I'm sorry, oh Bill, I'm sorry about all the things I said to you, and I know.
Beautiful. That was a live shot of the White House. Anyway, so many scandals and so little time. With the new accusations plaguing the Obama administration, is the White House in defense mode? With me, Democratic strategist Ryan Clayton from D.C. and Republican strategist and my friend, Fox News contributor Tony Sayegh. All right, gentlemen, thanks for being with us. Should Eric Holder be indicted, Ryan?
You know, I think Eric Holder made a significant mistake here. You know, I'm on the side of the freedom of the press and freedom of speech in this instance, and the First Amendment protection for journalists who are just doing their job. They should have the right and the ability to have confidential conversations with people and to be able to protect those sources from political retribution. And that's obviously not happening in this case. So the people that authorized and sanctioned and participated in, violating the constitutional principle of the freedom of press should definitely be held publicly accountable, even if that includes Attorney General
Ryan, it's an interesting approach that you're taking, and I think all three of us probably agree on that. But isn't it even worse than that? It's not just that he went beyond, both in the AP case as well as the Fox News case, beyond what he should have done by claiming, one, I recused myself and it was national security, and two, with Rosen, he was a criminal co-conspirator. But he lied to Congress. He lied. We know that he was involved. He approved it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that there's some tragic things that have happened in this case. I'd say the worst thing that Attorney General Eric Holder hasn't done is prosecute executives on Wall Street for crashing our entire economy. I mean, if you really want to take something that he's responsible for not doing, I'd point out that
he'll never prosecute Obama donors.
Listen, I want to hear what you have to say about Holder. Why do you think Obama's hanging on to him?
You know, I think that they probably have a long-standing relationship. I think that in many ways, Attorney General Eric Holder has done the job that the president has asked him to do. But I think that the real problem here is that, you know, we got a constitution in this country and you got to abide by it no matter what position you're in. And frankly, there's some other things that have gone on under this attorney general that are just beyond the pale. I mean, they're prosecuting an 82-year-old nun for trespassing onto a nuclear facility and putting her in jail for decades.
Ryan, it seems that your general statement that, you know, Republicans are just focused on defeating Obama is based upon what you think are constitutional mandates. So maybe they're not so wrong. Tony, what do you say?
Judge, first of all, bravo to Ryan on the majority and sum total of his point. Look, everybody who's fair-minded and objective and believes in our First Amendment understands that the Attorney General crossed a line. He used what we really refer to as the nuclear option. He went after specifically a journalist for doing nothing other than investigating a story that he did not want him to investigate. And it was also at Fox News, an organization that many will consider opponents of the president. We certainly know the president does not look at our station very favorably. So the fact that the Attorney General went to this length has brought people like Ryan, like Jonathan Turley, a legal liberal scholar, like Kirsten Powers, our own Fox News contributor from the left, and Joe Trippi, all saying he's crossed the line. He should be held accountable.
All right. Now, how is this going to impact the media, Ryan? Do you think that, you know, this whole idea of, you know, kumbaya, let's have tea and crumpets, what does the media think of him now?
I mean, let's be clear. This isn't Soviet Russia. We don't spy on journalists in America in order to shut them up and shut them down. And we don't throw them in prison like it's the third world.
Apparently, the Obama administration and Eric Holder do spy on people like it's Russia. That's why they've got to go.
I know. That's why, just like Tony said, you know, a line has been crossed here. And obviously, the only way that you're going to get the government, whether it's a Republican administration or a Democratic administration, to wise up and realize that you don't cross certain lines is to make sure that people are held publicly accountable for their actions. And in this case, I think that needs to happen.
Indictment, I guess, huh, Ryan?
Absolutely with the indictment, Judge. On the perjury charge, frankly, that I think is the most egregious and the most obvious one. 1 week or 2 weeks ahead of learning of the James Rosen warrant, we had the Attorney General in front of a congressional committee clearly misleading. So that in and of itself, I think, is important to understand. But there's something else that happened this week, a very important kind of contradiction in the White House, if I could mention. James Comey was appointed as the head of the FBI, at least to be the nominee.
Jim Comey, what do you want to say? He's a fantastic guy. Let me say this as a matter of course. I know James Comey. He is phenomenal. He is smart. He has integrity. He deserves to be the head of the FBI. A man of integrity
and ethics. Right. And who, when he was the Deputy Attorney General under the Bush administration, opposed the warrantless wiretap program. Hold on. Hold on. Ryan. He offered his resignation to protect terrorists.
Right. But Ryan, let's talk about what's going to happen now with the IRS targeting. What do you think is going to happen in the midterm elections based upon what's going on with the White House now targeting their political enemies? Can they possibly win the midterms?
Yeah, I think the Republicans are going to have a really hard time picking up any seats. They're probably going to lose some for all this scandal-laden politics.
The Democrats.
Look, what Americans want to talk about is jobs. They want to talk about getting America back on track and creating jobs again. They don't want to be talking about all this scandal-laden politics and the titillating politics of scandal that the Republican House is pushing. Yeah, if you look at back what happened with Clinton when they did this in the late 90s, the Republicans lost seats then, too, for the exact same reason. So if they keep this up, they're going to lose a lot of seats.
Obviously, Ryan doesn't probably like to read Fox News polls, so let me talk about a Quinnipiac poll. A week ago, the Fox News poll showed the president's job approval taking a significant hit as a result of the cumulative sum total of these scandals. Now we have a Quinnipiac poll showing the same trend downward for the president, not only on job approval, trustworthiness. And so you have 76% of Americans saying that this IRS scandal deserves an independent investigation. You have 53% calling it a scandal.
And that is the goal of Republican operatives that are dreaming up all of these scandals to distract the president from doing his job in the beginning of his second term. It's exactly what those Republican operatives want.
Hold on, Tony. Ryan, what are you saying?
I mean, that's exacally what the Republican operatives that dreamed up all of these scandals want. They want to distract attention away from solving the problems facing our country. They want to make it all about scandals. Fix the problems, Washington. Get back to work. The rest of America is trying to work on putting food on the table and fixing the problems they're facing.
So the IRS is not a real scandal. Targeting people for their political organization, for their political beliefs, is not a real scandal. It's systematic. We know from Jay Sekulo's excellent work, it's been going on for a much longer time than they've admitted, and it goes right to the top. People expect in a democracy their institutions to be full of integrity and serve them properly.
Thank you, Tony, for being with us. Always spirited.
Thanks for having us.
Up next, Eric Holder's offer to meet with the journalists. Off the record, of course. It didn't exactly go as he planned. What's next in the showdown between the administration